Hello there, fellow researchers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector, Ashes of the Domain. Episode 45, Experimental Science. I'm not immediately going to start colonizing with an alpha core, and the reason is restoration of the Pluto mining station costs, well, actually, you know what? You guys can make the decision. How should I invest my money? Pluto mining station restoration or colonization, because I have a finite amount of money, and I really have to dedicate my focus on one. Wow, there's already hedge investigators here? That's ridiculous. I just installed cores like a second ago. You guys are jerks. Ravenous jerks. Here at Ravenel, the Orbital Works is going to get an Alpha Core. I think that's pretty reasonable. Blast Processing, a Beta Core. And a Beta Core for the Poly. And here are the investigators flooding my system, harassing me about my core usage. Which honestly is no surprise. That's just how they be. Right, one more minute to vote in that poll. Now here at Nabla, Skunkworks, you'll get an Alpha Core, Cascade, a Beta Core, High Command, an Alpha Core. So the Alpha Core and the High Command increases fleet size by 1.25%, which is pretty deadly. Mining Complex will give you a Beta. Tritech Branch will give a Beta. That looks good. Let's head over to Dolio. And okay, it looks like we're going to restore the Pluto mining. Got it. So after we are done hooking up cores for the Empire, I will try to earn money for Pluto mining. Commerce. Oops. Alpha Core. Resort Center, Alpha Core. I have one more Alpha Core. Maybe I'll put it in population? And let's also head over to our last world, Red Fox. So now that I'm using cores, to answer your question, heading to pre-collapse facilities, research stations, and that kind of thing is still important, and in fact might be even more important, because my research tree here, one really important part of the research tree is getting domain blueprint standardization, because this allows you to unlock all colony items to be able to make it yourself. But in order to get that, I need a pristine nanoforge, a synchrotron core, and a biofactory embryo, and I don't have access to biofactory embryos. I can make pristine nanoforges and synchrotron cores because I have the blueprints for it. So I desperately need a biofactory embryo, and once I have the biofactory embryo, I'll be able to make all colony items. And that will be a huge boon. So heading to anywhere that might have biofactory embryos, like research stations, orbital stations, mining stations, pre-collapse facilities, ruins, etc., is going to be very important. But there's other priorities to consider as well. My relationship with other factions is also important in order to make money. You know, and I can also survey, and you know, there's just a lot of stuff to do. All right, high-tech industry gets a core, polycrystal gets a core, and mining. No, actually, mining is pretty cheap to upkeep. Maybe the Star Fortress. All right, so we have core everywhere, and as a result of installing these cores, the hedge is going to be rabid as hell. But because we had a colony crisis wipe, because we had resolved all of our colony crises, they're starting at 0. So it's going to be a while for that to escalate to the point where it's a problem for us. So AI cores are all done. Right now, the priority is to restore the Pluto mining. But while we restore Pluto mining station, which is kind of a passive, what should the priority be? So I can clear pre-collapse facilities for blueprints and science and the like. I could explore and survey, looking for other science items. I can improve faction relations. I can earn credits to invest in the Pluto restoration. My choice or some viewer suggestion that you guys could make. So have you vote on that? And if we take a look at my colonies, they are making money more than ever before as a result of the use of these cores. So I'm making, I would say that's about $1 million a month. Not bad, not too shabby. Oh, there's a mining station here that haven't even cleared? I didn't know. Is the Nanoforge done being built yet? 100 days. It's a lengthy boy because it requires so many domain grade machinery that it takes a long time. Yeah, just because you can make colony items doesn't mean you can make them quickly. Let's take a look at the other colonies. So Dolio is all set unless we want to upgrade artisanal farming. I haven't decided to do that yet. Nobla's fine. Tarmarin is all upgraded. Raveno is still working on its orbital manufactorum, and then that will upgrade to the Fleetworks eventually. And then Red Fox is fine. Red Fox, of course, is the only colony that is still growing. So there's more industries that we can set up at Red Fox once Red Fox grows a bit more. We managed. Asgin's demod got removed. That's good. Oh, I went to the wrong gravity well. So we're about halfway done with tensile materials for research. Oh god, I'm just gonna sell these metals at Dolio's open market. And it looks like we're going to go clear pre-collapse facilities by 1 vote. Now, one thing I've not been doing well is the pre-collapse facilities that have ruins on them. I haven't been actually scavenging the ruins, and I really ought to be doing that. I've been forgetting to do that, so I'll try to remember to do that this time around. I'll bring the demodded ships to the pre-collapse facilities. And what else? With so many alpha cores and beta cores aren't died the actual core worlds? Yeah, you'd think so. The core worlds themselves actually use a crazy amount of cores. They just have it illegal, but they all do it anyway. So the motto of the core worlds is like, do as I say, not as I do. They are, and that's true of the domain, right? Like, we essentially found their AI ships. Like, these three ships rather, are all AI ships that the domain, that the hegemony had built and that we found. Because they're lying bastards. Essentially. Alright, at this point, I am going to choose... actually, I'm not going to end the mercenary contracts that we have. I'll keep them for now. But I don't suspect that I'm going to extend their contracts because I don't really need them. Alright, so pre-collapse facilities. Let's see. Plundered. Plundered. Everything around me should be plundered at this point because we had cleared them. Plundered. Plundered. This is not plundered, so Yakum is the closest unplundered. And this world is the volcanic one. All right, here we go. Yeah, the core worlds use AI cores and everything else that they deem illegal. Can I steal cores from other factions? I could. I'm not really planning on it. One of the things that I wanted to do in the series is to more or less leave the core worlds alone. So a lot of the colony crises events that I've been faced with, one of the resolutions that you can take is like against Persing League, you can take their pristine nanoforge. Against the hedge, you know, you can start sabotaging the core worlds, but I don't want to sabotage the core worlds. The whole driving desire of this run, for me at least, is to build a strong domain, and that means not wrecking the other factions. So as you may have noticed, I haven't, anytime I've had a crisis event, I haven't been actively trying to ruin the other faction. I could, but it's actually really easy to do. For whatever reason. In-game, if you want to, like, invade another world and, like, bombard it into nothing, it's actually not very difficult. And that's why I haven't been taking that route as a way to resolve faction conflicts. Because A, it's easy, and B, it destabilizes that faction and makes them a worse trading partner, and it's just not good for the health of the domain in the long run overall. So I've been taking the high road on purpose. At every time. Which is why the core worlds are completely intact. I haven't stole anything. No blueprints, no colony items. I think there might be Biofactory Embryo colony item in one of the domain worlds, probably, but like I wouldn't want to steal it anyway. I'd rather just find the blueprint elsewhere. Oh, we almost got it in a single volley. Remember when these fights used to be hard for us, and then we just like retooled the ships to be really good at killing remnants? I almost feel bad for the remnants now. They get popped so quickly. Oh, don't hide behind your dead buddy. Twice. I got you anyway. What's even left? 1 brilliant? This is not anymore! Mervolley. Well, we lost no one, and they lost everyone. Got another alpha core out of that. That's pretty nice. No colony items. Picking through the debris. Synchrotron core. Breach SRM pod. Cycle and Reaper launcher. And some research. And this planet does not have any ruins. I checked. Alright, next, pre-collapse facility. Plundered, 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 plundered. Everything around me is plundered. What about Beerith? Beerith is still intact. We'll head to Beerith next. My monthly income is probably even higher than the 750k. Because I withdrew about $250,000 of stockpiles, so it's more closer to 1 mil. And with the alpha and beta cores I'm getting, I can increase that even more by reducing my upkeep costs. Will AI factions install more colony items? No, they're pretty much static. Unless you have mods that change that. That's one thing that Starsector is fundamentally missing, which is what Next Relin tries to add, albeit not in a really balanced way, is that the only faction that significantly changes over time is the player's faction. The other factions are, like, static. Now, with that said, Ashes of the Main mod intends to have faction expedition mechanics introduced in a more impactful way, but that's in future updates. A bunch of the ships took a bit of storm damage, but that's all right. And we are in a solar flare, so I definitely want to end this quick. One of the disadvantages of the safety overrides that I have hooked up with the Auroras is that their combat readiness degradation is really quick. Basically, they can't... Safety overrides treats your ships kind of like phase ships, where they have a very short deployment period. And when you're in a solar flare, that deployment period even goes shorter. So, solar flare fights are really, really bad for my... ship composition. So I gotta be careful about that. Archangel, thank you for the resub. Monitor, don't do it. Oh god, Aurora, don't do it. Quit drifting in front of me. So they have a Brilliant and an Apex. Pretty weak fleet. Which is good. This will be a quick fight, I think. Come on, Pegasus. Pegasi. More skin in the game. Get in there. Oh, okay, they're going now. Issuing full SOT orders because they really don't have much left. I think they just have one busted Brilliant for the most part. Looks like that Busted Brilliant's about to get auroraed. Yeah, there it goes. Squall spam plus Aurora. Strong combo. What's over this way? I wonder why the Pegasus's missiles started going off to the east. Probably a bug. Come on, just kill the Lumen already. I think this is the last enemy. Get him! There we go. Another victory, no loss. Storm Needler, Atlas, Super Freighter, and Databanks. Not super sexy. Not what I wanted to find. But, you know, research all the same. Alright, let's hit up another facility. Realm. If I remember correctly, another advantage of going to Realm is I think Realm has a research station out there and derelicts. So I think there's like more to meet that meets the eye than just a pre-collapse facility. Do I need any more databanks? I mean, I do, but like that's not the bottleneck. So I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Another commander. You have elite missile spec? I think I'm gonna... What your study? I'm gonna keep you. So... I think what I'll do is I'll replace Waver Net. Well, how many missile specs do I have? Arkwolf is missile spec'd. Never mind, I'm not gonna keep you. I already have 2 missile spec officers. So, speaking of the research tree, here it is. So, I'm almost done with super tensile materials. For hyperspace stabilization, I need only 4 databanks, and I have 24 in research storage. So, I obviously have enough for that. Bifrost Gate, I need 20, and I have 24 total. So I have enough research right now for hyperspace and Bifrost. For domain blueprints, I don't need any research. I just need colony items. And for mega assembly, I don't need research. I just need catalytic core and combat drones. And then for Stella, I do need databanks. So I need 15 more databanks total. And obviously I have more than 15 on me. So if I had 0 more databanks ever, I have enough databanks for all the remaining research that exists in the game. I just need the colony items, and that's primarily what I'm seeking. Oh, there's a gate here. Okay, we did just get the super tensile. So now, if I go to Megastructures, restoring the optic command nexus costs fewer resources than before. So I'm going to do 1 month of restoring it. Oh, ruins. Nothing sexy in the ruins, but still finding ruins is nice. And then when I'm in the core... Oh, that might be the research station. When I'm in the core worlds, I should also take a look to try to find research station info. No, it's not a research station. I could be wrong. About there being a research station here. I wasn't certain. I just recognized the name Realm as a point of interest for some reason. All right, the Pluto, we have restored 2%, but that's because I just enabled the restoration like right at the end of the month. So we'll do one more month of it. Oh, this definitely has ruins. So Big Ping also has the ruins and pre-collapse. Cool. Yeah, it's a pretty easy fight. Can you make money by making colony items and selling them to the AI? You could. I think it would cost more money than you would make, and then I would not want to empower other factions anyway. So, the only case I would ever consider doing that is making an orbital fusion lamp for Kanta if I didn't already have one. But I've already given her one, so I don't think I'm ever going to consider making colony items to bolster other factions. Because the other factions are my trade partners, but they also oppose me, which is important not to forget. That's a lot of carrier spam. Oh, Apex and Scintillas, that makes sense. No, Aurora, watch it! Oh my god. Flew right in front of me. No, not the other one. Dude. Dude! What are they doing? I mean, it's great that they zip around quickly, but it's really annoying when they zip around in front of me. I've been pretty good at not splatting them. I'm not so good at not splatting the monitors, but considering how small monitors are, it's not really a problem to blow up my own monitors. They're pretty insignificant and cheap to blow up. Don't feel good about it, but the cost of recovery is like super negligible. I mean, I would actually go so far as to say the cost of recovery for Auroras is pretty negligible to me as well, now that we make a middle month. The cost of recovering an Aurora is like a tiny fraction of our monthly budget. So if I have to blow them up because they're in my way, you know, it's not a big deal. Alright, there goes another one. Blueprints that I don't care about. And then the Ruins has a fusion lamp. Speaking of fusion lamps, because I was just mentioning that. Blueprints for geyser pods. But no. I mean, colony item, yes, but none that I'm specifically looking for. No, I'm not trying to... Okay, there goes another one. I'm going to survey the rest of the planets and then activate the gate. At this point, do you want me to continue doing what I'm doing? Or do you want me to pivot and do something else? It'll be up to you. Pulls up. So if you want me to continue to clear pre-collapse facilities, feel free to vote on it. If you want me to survey and explore or whatever else, that's cool too. Wait, what is the name of this planet? Oh, I thought it was Yoda for a second. Not Yoba. Nice, more ruins. Okay. Blueprints. Gamma cores. Not exactly what I was looking for, but not bad either. And another commander popping out of a pod. Are you any good, Commander? You're another missile spec, so bye-bye. Okay, my choice. Interesting. I'll think over what I would like to choose. Really? I like how they flew straight at me. It's like a Shrike and a few mud skippers. And they were like, let's get them, guys! Yeah, I don't think that's gonna end well for you. Alright, what I want to do is search for a bioembryo factory. That's my priority. That's the real bottleneck. So that's what I want to do more than anything else. And there's a few different ways to get that done. I think one way I'd like to try is to head into the core worlds. Wow, I was really low on supplies, I didn't notice. Head into the core worlds and see if there's comms about research opportunities. But if I'm heading to the core worlds anyway, is there anything I can smuggle? Kanta doesn't really want volatiles. Actually, the demand for me to smuggle things is basically close to 0 right now, so I'm not even going to bother. So I'm reducing my my fleet size because I don't need such a massive fleet. And what I'm looking for is missions offered to investigate, like, research. Oh, transponder on. Definitely don't want to piss off Syndria. And then all the while, I'd also like to improve faction relations. Because, my faction relations with Syndria and Persean is pretty bad. Yo! My transponder was on, like, nearly the minute I poured it in here, you jerk. Yeah, okay. They don't even want me to interact with their planet right now. They don't want to talk to me at all. So improving my relations to at least, like, decently neutral would be great. So heading to mission locations for, like, Syndria or Persean is something else I'm going to be doing as well. So let's hang out in the core worlds and look to see what kind of missions we can pick up. So if I want Syndrian missions, I just need to hang out near Asconia. And I guess I'll pick up this survey and then hope for, like, one more. Come on, give me a mission. The other thing I ought to do is maybe grab a fullerene spool from Raveno and bring it in. Yeah, I'll do that now as I'm waiting for missions to offer themselves up. so I can continue research. Because I have like 42 databanks on me as well. All right, there's the monthly expense for restoring the megastructure. It is restored 12% capacity. I'm going to pause it for a month so that we can recoup some... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to pause it. We have enough money to keep going. So the current priority is search for a bio embryo factory, restore Pluto, and improve faction relations. Whole bunch of little tasks, but they all need to be done for the prosperity of our empire. If you're wondering about the colony threat rising from Hedge, it's pretty slow, so it's not going to be a factor for a while. So uninstalling the spool, and then I'm going to dump the spool into the research station over at Tarmarin. Get that analyzed so that we can get some Bifrost Gate stuff. So here in the research tree, hyperspace stabilization. And what this allows is it increases the accessibility of all worlds by 10%. So for the cost of one full arena spool, all my worlds benefit, which is honestly a pretty good payoff. It's fine by me. All right, that's done. Let's go do that one mission that the Syndrian asked me to do. Now, just top it up my fuel first. Jojacam, thank you for the resub. Are the usages for research databanks besides research itself? No, it's... I mean, you could sell them, I guess. Not that I would. But they don't serve a purpose besides research. Oh, Lorgan, you are now fully repaired. So the only one left to be removed demod is the monitor. My accepted mission is Delta Sonora. So doing these sort of like survey missions also comes with the benefit of possibly finding more ruins out here. That's why I'm taking the survey missions, because I can improve my faction relation with the factions that I've soured relationships with, and then also potentially get survey data for places that I have not yet been. Ooh, there's a lot of planets here, too. Yeah, this is a busy system. None of them look very habitable, but it's nice to find, you know, such a busy system full of planets. And I intend to survey all of them, because you never know where you're going to find the pre-collapsed facilities. Unlike ruins that have very obvious debris floating around them, pre-collapsed facilities can be anywhere. Ooh, I am definitely feeling not having tugs, though. So maybe next time I'm near my planets, I'll pick up the tugs so that the Auroras fly faster, because the Aurora's max speed is 8, not 9. Same with the... yeah, just the Auroras. All right. Megastructure. You are restored to 22% capacity. I'm going to pause you for a month and then resume you afterwards. Actually, I can afford a restoration one more month and then I'll pause. Because in terms of our income for this past month, we made $1 million. We spent 1.8 mil on the restoration. So we've cracked $1 million for colony production. And that's without even implementing some of the cores that we had recently received, because I just hadn't spent the time to. Pretty good milestone. $1 a month. Thank you for watching Starsector Ashes of the Domain, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow captains.